The rise of fascism in America made me really curious about it. Just because as an immigrant, I don't really feel safe here anymore. And I wanted to look into it and I really wanted to understand it. During World War II, the two main fascist countries were Germany and Japan. And what's similar about these two cultures is that both of them are highly disciplined, highly organized, very put together cultures. They are always on time. They respect other people's time. They clean up after themselves. So they do good not only for themselves, they do good for the community and for the society. If you have been to Japan, you will understand what I'm talking about. The country is so clean, everything works like a clock, right? I've never been to Germany, but I have been to German side of Switzerland. And Switzerland is divided between French, German, and Italian side. So they have these intercantonal highways, and usually it's a two-lane highway going each direction. And the way people drive on a German side is the right lane is only for driving and the left lane is only for overtaking. And it's so shocking to me as an American to see how people follow the rule to the T. Once you get to the Italian side of Switzerland, everyone drives however they want. It becomes crazy again. But on a German side, everything is so organized and beautiful and put together, and people follow the order. Now, to give you a little bit of contrast, I have a neighbor who moved in later than us into our complex, and we have a designated parking space in the middle of a complex. And he likes parking next to his house. He has a big family, so there's a lot of cars. A lot of cars coming in, a lot of relatives, and he likes to park next to his house, which spills over to other people's front yards, right? And one day you would wake up in the morning trying to get to work, but his neighbor or friend or relatives park right in front of you, and it's so hard for you to get out. And my assumption is that it's just closer for them to the house. They don't want to walk, even though it's not far. Or they just don't want, I guess, their car scratched. That's possibly another reason. They just like the car to be next to the house. I once reached out to him and I said, hey, can you please park in a designated area? To which he said, I will park whatever I want to. Now, when you come into a new country with your own culture and you refuse to respect existing ways of doing life, existing order, existing systems, this creates a culture clash between existing group of people and newcomers. Now, this culture clash creates a resentment that accumulates over time. This is where a lot of times racism comes along. Fascism, on the other hand, has everything to do with scarcity of resources rather than with people hating your specific race. When a country is rich and there's enough resources for everybody, usually that's not an issue. People are willing to tolerate your culture as long as it doesn't affect them. Now, when a country is going broke, and I advise you to go and watch Ray Dalio's video called The Changing World Order. This will give you a really good background and a really good context to this video. When a country is going broke, when a country is becoming poor, there's usually a cultural clash and a class wars, right? Rich people blame poor people, or some races blame other races, saying, well, you live off of welfare, and I'm the one, a hardworking person who's paying taxes. Or let's say poor people say, you are the billionaire who became a billionaire and you're not willing to share with us. So it's a normal development of any big empire who goes through, debt cycles. And America is hit its peak in 70s, and now it's kind of going down. And we are experiencing the symptoms of this scarcity. And this is what's giving rise to fascism in America. And during World War I, World War II area, Germany was in dire financial situation, right? Adolf Hitler came as this authoritarian leader, but what he believed he was doing, he was saving his country from going bankrupt. He came and within 5 years, he rejuvenated Germany's economy. And then he decided to attack other countries, right? Essentially fighting for resources. It was all about money. It was all about resources. Now, why am I making this video? I hope this will help you understand that you are just a little speck of dust in this huge economic machine that unfortunately is too old and it's falling apart, right? And it's not your fault that you are a minority in this country. It's not your fault that you're being hated. It's the way the system works. And you just happen to be in the wrong time, in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I hope this will give you a little bit of emotional release, just to understand that it has nothing to do with you and your race. It's just you are in this, downward spiral part, history time of American history. And maybe it is time to save some money up. This is not the time to splurge and take nice vacations. This is a time to maybe save some money up and potentially maybe flee. I'm not here to give advice, but you need to be prepared for anything, for things to go left pretty quickly. So yeah, if you find this video interesting, please share it with your friends. I hope you liked it. And I'll try to come up with something interesting next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.